7 small habits that can make you enjoy life again. Have you ever reached the end of a completely normal day and suddenly wondered, why don't I feel happy anymore? Nothing terrible happened. You still have a job. You have people who care about you. You paid your bills. You answered your messages. Maybe you even laughed today. From the outside, everything looks fine. But somehow, something feels missing. And that's what makes this feeling so confusing, because when life is falling apart, you know there's a problem. But what happens when your life is actually okay, and you're still not enjoying it? Maybe the problem isn't that your life needs to change. Maybe you've simply stopped noticing it. Think about that for a second. How many mornings have you experienced without actually being present? How many meals have you eaten while staring at your phone? How many sunsets have you missed because you were thinking about tomorrow? How many weekends have disappeared while you were waiting for the right time to finally enjoy yourself? There was a man named David who eventually realized he had been doing exactly that. David was in his late 50s and lived in a quiet American suburb. For decades, he had followed the formula he believed would create a good life. Work hard, pay the mortgage, take care of the family, save money, stay responsible, keep moving. And he succeeded. His life wasn't a disaster. Actually, from the outside, it looked pretty comfortable. But then one Saturday morning, something unexpectedly uncomfortable happened. David woke up, and there was nothing he needed to do. No alarm, no meeting, no commute, no deadline, no urgent phone call. He made his coffee. He walked into the living room. He sat down. And then, nothing. The television was off. His phone was sitting on the table. The house was completely quiet. For the first time in years, nobody needed anything from him. And David suddenly realized something that frightened him. He didn't know how to enjoy an ordinary day anymore. He had spent decades preparing for the future, but somewhere along the way, he had forgotten to live in the present. Maybe you've experienced a smaller version of that feeling. Things that used to excite you don't feel quite as exciting. Days seem to blend together. You keep telling yourself that you'll enjoy life later, when work gets easier, when you have more money, when the kids grow up, when you retire, when things finally calm down. But what if later keeps moving? What if the life you're waiting to enjoy is the life you're already living? Today, we're going through 7 small habits that can help you reconnect with ordinary life. Nothing complicated, no expensive retreat, no dramatic life transformation. Just 7 simple changes that can completely alter the way you experience your everyday moments. And the first one may be the reason your days have started feeling so empty. Stop racing through your day. Think about what happens the moment you wake up. Your hand reaches for your phone. Notifications, messages, news, emails, social media. Then your brain starts thinking about work, bills, appointments, things you forgot yesterday, things you need to finish tomorrow. Your feet may still be on the floor, but mentally you've already left the room. That's the problem. Your body is in the present, but your mind is constantly somewhere else. You're drinking coffee while thinking about your afternoon. You're eating breakfast while checking your phone. You're talking to someone you love while thinking about what you'll do afterward. And suddenly, the day is gone. So tomorrow morning, try something completely different. Before you touch your phone, sit down, take one slow breath, hold your coffee, feel the warmth of the cup, notice the smell, look outside the window, listen to the sounds around you, and for just 5 minutes, don't consume anything. Don't scroll, don't check the news, don't answer anyone. Just be there. It sounds almost ridiculously simple, but that's exactly why it works. You're reminding your brain, I don't have to hurry through every second of my life. And something strange begins to happen. Ordinary moments become noticeable again. The morning light looks different. Coffee tastes better. Silence feels less uncomfortable. You start realizing that life wasn't necessarily boring. You were just moving too fast to experience it. 2. Take a walk without entertainment. Here's a strange question. When was the last time you went for a walk and didn't listen to anything? No podcast, no music, no YouTube, no phone call, nothing. For many people, that's almost impossible now. The moment there's silence, we fill it. We're afraid of being alone with our own thoughts. So try something. Take a 20-minute walk. Leave the headphones at home. Put your phone away and simply walk. At first, you might feel uncomfortable. Your brain may immediately tell you, I'm wasting time. You should be listening to something. You could be learning. Check your phone. Don't. Keep walking. Look at the trees. Notice the buildings. Feel the temperature. Listen to your footsteps. Watch people passing by. Look at the sky. You don't need to solve your problems during this walk. You don't need to become more productive. You're simply giving your mind some room. And after a while, you'll notice something interesting. Things you've walked past hundreds of times suddenly become visible. A bird sitting on a fence, a beautiful sunset, a cool breeze, a familiar street, a neighbor smiling at you. Nothing around you changed. Your attention changed. And sometimes happiness doesn't require discovering something new. Sometimes it means finally noticing what was already there. 3. Stop putting your life on hold. This habit may hit a little harder. Ask yourself, what are you saving for later? Maybe it's the nice clothes sitting in your closet, the expensive coffee you tell yourself you don't need, the restaurant you've been wanting to try, the trip you've been planning, the book you've been meaning to read, the hobby you keep postponing. We constantly make deals with ourselves. I'll do it when work slows down. I'll travel when I have more money, when the kids grow up, when I retire, when things finally calm down. But what if later keeps moving? What if the life you're waiting to enjoy is the life you're already living?
Wear the shirt you love. Use the good plates. Take your partner out for coffee. Call the old friend. Visit the place you've been talking about. Read the book. Take the photograph. Enjoy the Saturday morning. Because here's the uncomfortable truth. There may never be a perfect time. Something will always need your attention. Another bill will arrive. Another deadline will appear. Another responsibility will show up. If you keep waiting for life to become completely convenient, you may spend years waiting. Don't save every good experience for some imaginary future version of yourself. Let yourself enjoy small things now. 4. Give yourself something to anticipate. Here's a surprisingly powerful trick. Put one small thing on your calendar that you genuinely look forward to. Not something productive, not something that improves your career, something you actually enjoy. Maybe Friday night means your favorite meal. Maybe Saturday morning means coffee and a book. Maybe Sunday means a long walk. Maybe once a month you try a new restaurant. Maybe you watch an old movie with someone you love. It doesn't have to cost much. The important part is, you know it's coming. Think about childhood. Remember how exciting Saturday could feel? Or waiting for summer vacation? Or counting the days until your birthday? The anticipation itself was part of the fun. But adulthood can erase that feeling. Work, bills, laundry, responsibilities, sleep, repeat. Every day starts looking like the previous day. That's why you need little markers of excitement. Something that makes you think, I'm looking forward to Friday. You don't need a huge vacation every month. You don't need some incredible adventure. Sometimes, one small thing on the horizon can make an ordinary week feel completely different. Because happiness isn't only found in the moment something happens. Sometimes, happiness begins days before, when you're looking forward to it. 5. Stop comparing your life to everyone else's. This may be one of the biggest happiness killers of modern life. Comparison. Imagine you wake up on an ordinary Tuesday. You eat breakfast, you go to work, you come home. Nothing terrible happened. It's just a normal day. Then you open social media. Within seconds, you see someone vacationing in Europe. Someone bought a beautiful house. Someone launched a successful company. Someone got married. Someone bought a new car. Someone looks incredibly fit. And suddenly your perfectly normal life starts feeling like a failure. But stop. Look at what you're actually seeing. You're seeing their highlight reel, not their entire life. You see the vacation, not the credit card bill. You see the new house, not the financial stress. You see the business success, not the years of uncertainty. You see the smile, not what happened 5 minutes before the picture. You're comparing your behind the scenes to someone else's best moments. That's a game you can never win. Instead of asking, why don't I have what they have? Ask, what can I do with what I already have? That's a completely different mindset. The first question creates frustration. The second creates possibility. You don't need to win somebody else's race. You don't need their house, their career, their relationship, their lifestyle, their timeline. You need to build a life that actually feels meaningful to you. And when you stop constantly looking sideways, you finally have enough attention to see where you're going. 6. Create one daily ritual that belongs only to you. Now we reach a habit that many people completely overlook. Think about your average day. Your employer needs something from you. Your family needs something. Your phone wants your attention. Your responsibilities keep arriving. Someone needs an answer. Something needs to be fixed. Something needs to be finished. And somewhere inside all of that, you disappear. That's why you need one small ritual that belongs nobody else. Just you. It could be 10 minutes. That's enough. Sit outside with your coffee. Read 5 pages of a book. Listen to quiet music. Write your thoughts in a notebook. Sit on the porch. Watch the sunset. Cook dinner slowly. Take a quiet shower without your phone nearby. The activity doesn't matter. The message matters. You're telling yourself, I matter too. And there's one important rule. Don't turn this into another productivity challenge. You don't need to learn something. You don't need to make money. You don't need to improve yourself. You don't need to accomplish anything. For 10 minutes, you are allowed to simply enjoy being alive. Because we've become obsessed with productivity. We think every minute must produce something, but it doesn't. Some minutes don't need a purpose. Some moments don't need to make you better. Some moments are allowed to simply feel good. 7. End your day by finding what went right. And now we come to the final habit. It's tiny. It costs nothing. But if you practice it consistently, it can change what your brain naturally notices. Before you fall asleep tonight, ask yourself 3 questions. What was good about today? What did I appreciate? What small moment would I like to remember? Your answers don't need to be impressive. Maybe your coffee tasted great. Maybe someone made you laugh. Maybe your child called. Maybe you finished something difficult. Maybe the weather was beautiful. Maybe you had 10 peaceful minutes alone. That's enough. You're not pretending the day was perfect, because it wasn't. Some days are exhausting. Some days are painful. Some days disappoint you. The point isn't to lie to yourself and say everything is wonderful. The point is to train your attention, because whatever you repeatedly look for, you become better at noticing. If your mind constantly searches for what's wrong, you'll find problems everywhere. But if you deliberately start noticing what's good, you'll begin seeing moments that were always there. That's what gratitude really is. It isn't pretending your life is perfect. It's recognizing that even an imperfect life contains something worth appreciating. And those small moments, when added together, become a life. The real lesson. So, let's put all 7 habits together. Slow down. Walk without constantly consuming something. Stop postponing every enjoyable experience. Give yourself something to look forward to. Stop measuring your life against strangers. Create a small ritual that's just yours. And before sleeping, notice what went right. None of these habits requires $1 million. None requires a new house. None requires you to completely rebuild your life. And that's exactly what makes them powerful. Because sometimes we search for a gigantic solution, when the real problem is much smaller. We think, I need a new job. I need more money. I need to move. I need a completely different life. And sometimes, yes, major changes are necessary. But sometimes, you don't need a different life. You need to become present enough to experience the life you already have. Remember David, the man sitting alone in his quiet house on a Saturday morning? He didn't suddenly quit his job. He didn't sell his house. He didn't disappear on some expensive vacation. He started with something incredibly small. Every morning before touching his phone, he sat outside with his coffee for 10 minutes. That's it. Then he started taking walks without his phone. He called an old friend every Sunday. He began visiting a nearby park again. Nothing dramatic happened. There was no magical transformation. But slowly, something changed. Months later, he told someone, I think I'm finally noticing my life again. And maybe that's the real goal. Not being happy every second. Not living an exciting life every day. Not pretending problems don't exist. Something much deeper. Presence. Appreciation. Peace. The ability to wake up on an ordinary Tuesday, look around and think, this is my life, and I don't want to miss it. Before you go to sleep tonight, don't ask yourself, did I accomplish enough today? Ask something different. Did I actually experience today? Did you notice the sky? Did you taste your coffee?